Hello. Today I'm doing a video on hair care. What is it? Natural hair care and exercising while you're natural, as well as other feminine things that we encounter that prohibit us from working out to our full potential. Um, well, I've been doing this for a while now, and I was like, oh, I never made a video about it because there's not too much information out there as far as working out for and exercising with textured natural hair. And so I know a lot as far as pretty much the majority of women of color. That is a big issue with us as white. Actually, the majority of women of color are also overweight or considered overweight. And mainly because of something so superficial such as hair. And, it says even in the Bible, that your hair is your crown and glory. So I can understand it. I can relate to it too. And as you can tell, I'm pretty natural. You can see. Anyway, what helps for me in the terms of working out, exercising is first of all, I cut the mentality out of caring who is looking at me while I'm working out and what's going on around me. I'm focused on what I came to do, on the job I came to do, and getting it in and getting out. I don't care about anything else, and I'm only thinking about myself at that point in time, and that is what's important. I think lots of times women, we think about others. You can't take care of yourself when you're thinking about others before you. In certain instances, you have to, and that is a definite have to. When it comes to exercising, you have to think about yourself and yourself only. You can't think about what others are thinking, how you're looking to others. Because, yeah, you look crazy, you look jacked up, but it's going to pay off because, hey, you'll clean up well, at least, they could say. So, anyway, a couple of things that work for me when I'm preparing myself to work out is I already, number one, key to maintaining, should I say, maintaining length, retention for your hair. So make sure your hair's not breaking off and things like that. Because when you sweat, your pores clog up and it just can be a hot, funky, stinky mess. And women of color, we don't really wash our hair every day because that's not advisable because our hair already has a problem with producing enough sebum to coat our hair from root to strand to the ends of the strands. So it is important that we keep our hair well moisturized. And during exercise, you will have your hair moisturized if you're sweating, especially for like me, I sweat in my hair. I sweat in my head. It's a hereditary thing that I developed when I was a teenager, and I was like, hate my mother for it because I got it from her. But anyway, she sweats in her head profusely, and so do I now. And when I exercise, that's the first place, that's sweating. And to protect my strands from the salt that you receive when you that you produce when you sweat, number one, before all of that, I make sure that my hair is detangled and that is in a ponytail, a bun or some sort that is already detangled and in a ponytail. Then I put leave-in conditioner in it before the workout. And this is just, the $3, almost $3 Garnier Fructis. And this is actually the old version of Garnier. They got a new one with the argan oil in it now. Now, I'll put this in my head. Make sure a good old glob, coat it. Then I go over it with a light oil, such as, I got this from Walmart too. And you can't hardly see because of the light, but it says ultimate, I can't turn it, Africa's best ultimate herbal oil. And it's got ginseng in it. Any oil will do. Like, what's the other oils? Famous oils? Whatever. Jojoba oil, but that's pretty expensive, and you really don't want to be using that because after you work out, you have to rinse your hair. It's important to do that as well. But any light oil, such as olive oil and stuff like that, is great. Now, for those who swim during as their workout, as their exercises, I wouldn't recommend the oil for a swimming pool because you don't want to have like a greasy film in the pool. That's kind of gross. And also, you're probably thinking like, okay, well, I'm gonna have conditioner in my hair, and when I go in the hair, you're gonna see this big cloud of conditioner in the water. That's kind of gross too. But that is to protect your hair from the chlorine water, and the chlorine's job is to cleanse the pool. But if everybody who knows, it's hard to clean oil. Water and oil don't mix, so you might not want to put oil in your hair when you're swimming in a chlorinated pool. But it's definitely good to freaking saturate your hair with conditioner to protect it. So another thing is, if you are swimming in an ocean per se, where there is salt water involved, I would use a thicker oil. Then I actually would swim with conditioner in my hair and then coat it with a thicker oil such as this castor oil. And castor oil is pretty thick and gooey. It kind of can be used like a gel. It's really thick. But anyway, the purpose of that is salt water on top of, yeah, that is very harming and very drying to your strands. And you want to protect your hair as much as possible. Screw the salt water, because in the case of the ocean, it doesn't matter what you have in your hair. It really doesn't. So I'll definitely put castor oil on there. I even would back it up and put shea butter. Yes, I would put shea butter in my hair. Just because I ain't playing. I'm not trying to have my hair breaking off. And with all the waves and all that crashing, seaweed in your hair, maybe you're going to have some issues. It's being natural. Okay? So after you finish working out, you're going to want to rinse all of that out your hair, of course. And if you did a good job with protecting it, you should have no problem. It should be smooth sailing, easy to rinse out. Now what I did is I go take a shower immediately, because that's what you should do after you work out, to kind of get the sweat and all the dirt and stuff that, clean yourself up, Now what you want to do while you're in the shower is important to keep your ponytail in your head. And what you want to do is you want to massage your scalp. Get in there, get everywhere. Get your scalp clean by, massaging it. They say don't scratch your scalp, but I mean, when my head's itching, I scratch it. Other than that, I try to rub it with my fingertips to loosen up everything. And then when you take out the ponytail, what you do is, take out the ponytail, but you hold it. You hold it. You keep it held while you take it out the ponytail. And you start from the tips of the ponytail and you comb it out. It should come out pretty easily. And if your hair, like I said, it's important that your hair was already detangled before you exercise. And after that, you've massaged your hair, you kind of good, it kind of feels kind of clean. Then you want to, what is it? Oh yeah, comb through it. It should comb through smoothly, completely smoothly. Like, you should have no problems, I mean, a little detangles here and there, depending on what it is you were doing or how vigorous you were. But other than that, should be pretty smooth sailing. But for those who work out every day, and I'm not talking just water, you have to consider that you can't really wash your hair every day. So you might want to alternate between co-washing it. You can co-wash it at that time if you like, with a cheap conditioner, or you cannot wash it at all and just rinse your hair out, because you got all that stuff in your hair. Rinse it out and put in a leave-in conditioner and wrap your hair up and call it a day. Put it back in the ponytail until it dries. That's a pretty easy way to detangle and wash your hair and co-wash your hair before, during, after exercises or whatever. And also, yeah, I can't think of what else. Oh, another tip. Exercising during your time of the month. Now, I kind of use that as an excuse not to exercise. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I am not in the mood. Usually on the first day and stuff, I'm not doing nothing but sleeping. Some people handle it differently. Some people are more energetic, some people aren't. I'm pretty much lackadaisical during those times. I'm just like, I feel like dying. I'm just laying here and bleeding to death practically. That's how I act. That's just how I am. It's not always like that though. But anyway, it's important to exercise during that time of month because it actually helps you. You think it doesn't, but to kind of work out through the pain, so to speak, is actually a good thing. Depending on how vigorously you work out, you can actually stop your period. So you need to think about that. I've done it a couple of times. I think I just did it like yesterday or so. Sorry, that's like TMI. But running. I ran probably like, I don't know, a mile or two. Probably a mile. But anyway, yeah, maybe a mile I ran yesterday. But altogether, I had worked out for 45 minutes straight, and yeah. But anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm not really going to edit this video, so you're just going to have to take all the long pauses. But yeah, so working out vigorously can help actually your period runs more smoothly, and or stop it completely. So don't use that as an excuse to overindulge. And if you do not plan on exercising during that time of month, I would just say do not overindulge, and make sure you consume a lot of water. And also do not weigh yourself on the scale. Don't do it, because you're going to see 3 to 4 to 5 extra pounds there. That is misleading because of, what's going on with you. Possibly you're retaining liquids, so it's important to stay hydrated during that time because you're obviously eliminating blood from your body. Therefore, you are going to need to be hydrated because blood is losing, blood loss. So you're going to need to. So it's important to drink a lot of liquids. Otherwise, if you don't, your body's going to retain a lot of stuff. And if you are a sodium salt fiend, your body's going to just suck it up. And that liquid ain't going nowhere. You're just going to be bloated, fat, bloated, and just miserable. So it's important during that time of the month to exercise, 1, and 2, low sodium, and 3, if you do not exercise, low calories. Like I'm talking about 1,200 to 1,500 calories. Make sure you probably have less than like 2,000 milligrams of sodium. I'm talking like low. So, and eat a lot of vegetables and stuff, because you're depending on certain women. Some women be backed up during that time, some people don't. So it depends. Okay, so that's my tips for working out. I know it's like a long video. I try to make it short, but anyway, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's what works for me. It might not work for everybody, but it is just some tips to share as to people who say they don't work out because of their hair. And for those who have their natural hair in a style such as twists, you could do the same thing. Gather all your twists in a ponytail if they can fit in a ponytail, and rinse them as you would how I explained. And yeah.